Hello, friends. So, what's happening? We are going to create a fresh template on Word on a Mac. My Windows laptop is still here, but she's been a little crazy. So, I've been working solely on my MacBook Pro and my iMac this year. So, we're just going to keep doing that, I guess. And I already have templates ready for download, but I created those on Windows, and while it does work for Macs, sometimes it kind of gets a little weird too when you try to save it as a PDF. So what we're gonna do is start fresh. We're gonna create a template on Word on a Mac, and hopefully you won't run into any issues when you try to save it. I mean, if you do, reach out to me. I also I also have problems now and then, but it's not something that we can't really find a fix for. So, all right, let's do it. So, I already opened a whole new document on Word. Nothing special going on here. There's no formatting going. I haven't selected any margins, no fonts, nothing. Completely fresh. Okay. So, the first thing we're going to do is come up here to layout. Then we're going to go to margins and then custom margins, because we are going to set this up as a book fold. And right here under the margins tab, we're going to select book fold. And then leave sheets and booklet blank, because you're going to do that once you're done typesetting and then you're ready to save it as a PDF. So we'll leave that as is. Then we'll switch over to layout. And then bear with me because I don't really do this on a Mac. I'm so used to Windows. Hold on, wait. Let's go to page setup. That's my printer. Let's select landscape. Leave everything else as is. Go OK. All right, that's what we want it to look like. Okay, header and footer. I'm going to leave it as just that, as 0.5, because usually I always cut, I take my text block to the guillotine, cut off about 0.25 or like a quarter inch off. So that's going to leave me with just enough space. I'm going to leave that as 0.5 for both header and footer. And let's go to margins. Now, these numbers are really up to you and what you feel like looks best when you're printing, because it's going to be your book. So it's up to you. I'm going to set this as 0.6 for the top. Same for the bottom. Oopsie. 0.6. The inside, I'm going to select 0.5. Same for the outside. And then for the gutter, it's going to be like an extra margin for the inside area. So that when you fold it and the signature is kind of thick, the text isn't like buried too deep in there by the fold. It gives it like an extra little bump. That's what the gutter is. I'm going to put 0.2. So essentially, I'm giving the inside and the inside margins, like this one, like I'm pretty much making it 0.7. But, that's completely up to you. Test out what looks good for your template. This is what I usually work with. And, throughout the year, these numbers will change. I'll test out these margins for a little bit, and then I'll decide like maybe around June that, oh, you know what? I want narrower or wider margins in this area, and then I'll change it. So like these numbers are subject to change all the time by you. That's really up to you. All right. So we got these numbers. We got book fold, sheets and booklet. Leave that alone because you don't do that until the very end. Layout, 0.5 for up here. Again, up to you. Change that however you want. We'll go to page setup. Make sure that is selected as landscape. All right. And then just hit OK. And then just go ahead and ignore if you get a pop-up like this. Ignore that. Okay, so this is what you're going to start with. This is pretty much half a sheet of letter size paper folded. If you are in the UK or somewhere else and you're using A4 size, it's pretty much the same. Again, adjust the numbers to your liking. But this is a half sheet. This is the very front fly leaf. So I leave the first 2 pages blank so that I get like a flyleaf when I'm making my text block. It just gives your text block like that barrier in the front, so you're not starting off with like a title page right at the very top. Because like, what if, you know, dirt gets on your text block before you bind it? Then at least you have that flyleaf to protect the actual title page, if you know what I mean. You'll see what I mean when we do this. All right, so I don't have my usual keyboard shortcuts on a Mac because this is different. So you know what? We'll make do. We're gonna do a break, and then we're gonna do a section break. I never use page breaks because they don't act right. When I'm typesetting, I always use next page section break. This is the only one. If you are on Windows, you're probably gonna do Alt PBN. I don't know how I would do that on a Mac. There's not really a shortcut for Macs, but yeah, go to Layout tab, go into Breaks, select Next Page. All right, so these are the 2 back-to-back pages, which is your flyleaf. And then we'll do that again. Break, section break, next page. And so this is where your title page would go. I'm not going to put anything on there yet because we're going to do the next one, which is next page. And this is going to be your colophon page. I'm so sorry. Your colophon page right here. This is where your gray matter would go. Like if you look at a book, it's like that page where it gives you information about how it was published, when it was published, all that little text stuff. We'll do that later. Okay, so you have the colophon page, and then this is something new that I've been trying out since mid 2022. I add a half title page right here, and again, I'll show you what that is. So that's going to be the half title page, and then another one which is going to be just a blank page. I know we're going through so many pages, just we haven't even started yet, but I promise you it's just gonna level up your typeset. So okay, so we have the 2 flyleaves. These are going to be printed on the same sheet, and then we have the title page, colophon, and then we have the half title, a blank page. And then at this point, if you want to do like a table of contents, create another one. I don't know if I would actually add this to a template. I usually don't. I don't really do table of contents unless I'm making like a collection of stories by an author. I usually just skip that. I don't do table of contents for chapters because that's too much work, you know. But if you do, go ahead and add that, and then add another section for the second page of that, or like just leave it blank because you don't want to start your first chapter on the left hand side of your book, or like the even page basically. But since I'm skipping the table of contents and I'm not doing any like dedication pages, you can add that later if you want, but this is just going to be your most basic boilerplate template for a typeset. So this is where your chapter 1 is going to start. So we got that going. Let's head back to 1 and 2 is going to be your flyleaf. Here's your title page, page 3. Kind of hard to see. Okay, here we go. Page 3. This is your title page. This is where you would put the title of the fic, the author, your imprint logo, all that stuff. So really quickly, let's go to home and let's use your what do you call these? Formatting? These things right here. I'm just going to use this one. And I am going to write in title. Okay, so you don't want to go ahead and start formatting from this guy right here and then just start clicking around here. You don't want to do that. You want to actually right click that format, that title, go to modify, and then this is where you would start to like format it. You want it maybe centered. Again, when you're typesetting an actual fic, you're going to change this anyway. I'm just like styling it so you know what your options are. I'm going to select no style, style based on nothing, because I don't want it to like inherit any styles that I might do for all these other options right here for normal and heading 1 and stuff like that. Style for following paragraph, we just leave that as normal. Okay, so we have that centered. I'm probably going to make it just a little bit bigger, maybe bold it. It doesn't really matter because when you're typesetting, you're going to change that anyway, again. So I'm going to go to paragraph right here under format. And then I am going to put a little spacing before, so it kind of like goes to the center-ish of the page, but not quite. Just give it like a little space from the very top of the page, you know. I'm gonna say 60, and yeah, we'll go with that. And you know what? Let's go back there. Go back to format, paragraph, and then after I'm gonna give it 40, so that there's also space right down here after title. See, so that kind of moved 60 points from the margin, and then if I hit enter, did that even work? Yep, that is 40 points. So you can increase those numbers. I might actually do that because what the heck. Oops, that's not what we're working with. Let's go back to title, come here. I'm gonna go 100, and then you know what, let's just go 100 on both so you can really see a difference. See, so if the margin was here, that's 100 points, and also 100 right here. And then this is where you would put in your, ooh, did that work? Kind of. Now there's like 100 point here and then another 100 point, but let's just go with author. And then if you have an imprint logo, go ahead and put that here. I have mine somewhere in my files. I don't want to dig it out right now, but that's your title page. You could also use word art if you want. That's what I usually do anyway. Where is it? Did I even select it? It's so much easier to use word art because then you can just drag it and position it wherever you want. Is this it? No, that's not it, right? Hold on. Oh, here. It's under the insert tab. Let's say we select this one, right? And then say this, oop, can't type. I cannot type. Title. See, you can just position this wherever you want. You can modify how it looks there, how it wraps around stuff, but word art is a great option if you don't want to mess with like spacing and paragraphs and stuff with like just your regular font. So that's an option. Okay, and then here's your colophon. Now you have many options however you want to do it. I have always done it where the text kind of goes from the bottom up. You could start from the center of the page. You can start from the top, wherever you want. It's your book. Do whatever. How I would do mine is make sure I am in the page 4. Go to layout, margins, custom margins, and then make sure I'm on the right one. New page. Okay, I would select vertical alignment bottom. And it's just for that page, I think. It looks different on Windows, but we'll see how that goes. Then we'll click OK. Ignore, always ignore. And then I am going to create a style for it. You could always just use any of these and then edit them, but I prefer to create my own. If I could just, is this, okay. New style, and then I'm going to name it colophon. I don't like that that's in all caps. All right, so style based on none. Oh my god, stop this mouse, I swear. Okay, so we got that there. And then I like to use a thin sans serif font like Universe Condensed. I hope it's here. You know what? Okay, it's there. Kind of small. I might go with a 9. Um, I'm not gonna justify, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let's go to paragraph. And then I'm not gonna do any indentations, spacing 0, line spacing single, very basic. Hit OK, and then OK again. Now this is where you would start off your template. If I remember, how did I do mine? I think it was like oh, that is small. Hold on. Okay, because I'm not there. I'm on normal format. Let's go to colophon style. Actually, that's what it's called, style. So the title. Now this is where you could get fancy. You could go to the developer tab. I think you have to actually turn the developer tab on if you haven't already. If you don't have it, try to click here. Is it here? Bear with me, guys. I am just developer tab. Where are you at? Maybe it's here. Okay. How did I get here? That's a question. Okay, so let's retrace our steps. Word preferences. How did I get here though? I think, okay, so let's click here and let's go to more commands. Okay, and then click on this. Oh, you can't. Click on this that says show all. Okay, that works. And then we'll go to ribbon and toolbar. You could always Google this. We're just gonna go with the flow here. And then developer is already right here, but I think you have to find it here. Like you have to like select it and then click this little arrow so that it moves to this column where it says main tabs, and then it shows up there. And then once you've moved it like that, oh, I don't want to do that. Once you've moved it there, then you can click save. I'm not going to do any of that right now. And then you're going to have the developer tab. So what you do here, I really love using this, and this is so not all the things that I'm used to on a Windows, but we'll make do. You see the guy here that says text box. You're just going to click that, and then that's it. And let's continue. Author, click that again. So what that does is that once you've saved this template and you're editing it, you're typesetting a fig, you're just gonna go ahead and click on that and then type. You don't have to do that. It's just something that I've always done, especially at my full-time job where I'm making a lot of forms and stuff. It prompts me to fill it in, especially if I'm in a hurry. Like if I see this gray box right here, I know that it's something that I have to fill in. Otherwise, I'm gonna miss it if it wasn't there, like out of sight, out of mind. So this box kind of prompts me like, hey, you have to put info in this area. So that's what that is. You can do whatever kind of stuff that you want to put in your colophon. Fandom, you can do ship or relationship, I guess. Oopsie. Hold on. Wow, okay. Spacing is weird. Okay, so when you're typing from the bottom, and then rating, like that, then you usually put 2 spaces and say like publish date, published on blah blah, and then completed on whatever date that was, and then like summary goes here. And then what else did I put on mine? Oh, that's when I would like start to center. Oh, not center. It would be like Command E. Okay, Command E is a shortcut to center your paragraph, I guess. And then you would go with like, oops, your imprint. Your copyright stuff, 2023. Not for purchase, I guess. I think it was. And then whatever else you want to add on there. Usually on here, I would also add, like, if I used cover art or frontispiece for some. Frontispiece actually goes not on the flyleaf, on the second page of the flyleaf. So, like, right across the title page. So when you open a book, you see the title page on the right hand side and then the artwork on the left hand side. That's called the frontispiece. So I would add that here by whoever is the artist, or or like cover art by, or illustration, whatever you want to call it, by blah blah. Okay, so that's that for your colophon. Feel free to embellish that however you want. You don't have to start from the bottom. You can start from the center. I've done some books where I did start from the center. I think my very first few. But that's how I prefer it to look. So let's move on. This one right here is the half title page. Now the half title page is like, is what it means. It's just the title, but smaller. Like if you grab a book from your library and you kind of open the first few pages, you're gonna see like a half title page right here. I'm just gonna half title. It's just gonna be the title. There's nothing else that goes on this page, not even the author name. It's just gonna be like a little understated, very classy looking titles. I'm not even gonna try to make a whole new style for it. I'm just gonna go here and center it, and just you fella, we're gonna go paragraph. You could make a style for it. I choose not to because I don't want to waste my time doing that. Here we go. I'm gonna say like 200 from the top of the margin, and that's a pretty good, like, you can kind of see that it's like right there in the middle of the page. That's good enough for me. Like you can see it right here on the thumbnail. That's good. That's where the title would go. And then the next page, that's the sheet that's right behind. Well, not the sheet, but the page is right behind it. I'm gonna leave this one blank. Also, instead of a half title, if you don't want to do that, you could also make this like a dedication page. Like if you wanted to gift this book to an author or a friend or someone else, you could put the dedication on here. That's also an option. So yeah, so half title, leave this one blank, and then this is where chapter 1 starts. Now this is where all the stuff actually happens, and there are so many options that you could actually go with. But let's start with like the super basic. Let's go with the chapter number. We're gonna do chapter number, and we're gonna assume that it has a chapter name. Like how some AO3 authors will just put like chapter 1, but some of them will be like chapter 1, the beginning. That's a chapter name. So let's go. The chapter number would be heading 1. We're gonna just go ahead and modify. I'm gonna switch this to just automatic, and then again, you don't have to style this font, because when you're typesetting for the fic and you know that there's like a certain mood and you know what kind of font goes with it, that's when you start to pick stuff. But for the purposes of this template, we're gonna go with a little styling. I'm gonna pick this one because it's right at the very top. I'm gonna go with blood orange. I'm gonna make it just a little bit bigger. Again, you can change the font depending on whatever you're doing, the font size. So we're gonna go with blood orange 20, and style based on no style. Style for following paragraph. That's when you're typing your chapter 1, right? And then you hit enter. You can give it the option to switch to heading 2, which is going to be the chapter name. If you don't have a chapter name, you can switch that to normal, and then you can start typesetting the body of the chapter. but we're assuming that this fic has a heading 2. Again, you can remove that if the fic that you're typesetting doesn't have it. So we have heading 2 right there, and then let's go to paragraph, because again, we're gonna add a little spacing up top from the margin. I'm gonna give it, I do like to give it like a wide berth from the top, you know, to kind of like really give you that little oomph. So give it 80, and then give it 10 between the chapter number and then the chapter name. Then we're gonna hit OK, and then do I want to center it? You can. Let's do it for this template. All right, so let's hit heading 1 there, chapter 1, and then let's do heading 2, which is going to be the chapter name. I'm going to go with a sans serif because we have a serif right here, so I want to kind of like complement it with something kind of chill, you know. Let's just go with, ooh girl, I don't want to overthink it. Let's just go with whatever I have right now. Calibri is fine. A little bit bigger than that. Let's go with 14. What did I pick for that? You know what? It's a 20. I picked a 20 for that. So let's go with a little bit smaller. Maybe we can go bigger or even the same. We'll figure it out. Style based on none. And then we're going to head on straight to normal. I'm going to leave that as is. And come here to paragraph. Before, I'm going to switch that to 0. And then after, you want to give a little bit of space from your chapter name to your text. I personally would. I'm sorry. You don't have to. I would. I'm going to give it 20. Yeah, so it kind of gives you like a preview how far that would look. And then let's actually center that as well. We're going to hit OK, and then OK again. So remember how we made it so if we enter from heading 1, it switches over to heading 2. Watch this one. I'm going to hit enter. See, it automatically switched to heading 2. If you didn't see that, rewind it a little bit. Okay, so I didn't even have to push a button. That's so awesome, right? So chapter 1, let's say the chapter name is chapter name. I'm not gonna invent something. So we have that. That's your style. If you decide that, you know what, I don't like that space right there, I'm gonna head back to heading 1. And then I'm going to take out that space that's right in between them. I'm going to switch that over to 0. And then, okay. Now that looks a little better for me. And you know what? I want to put like a line in between them. You could also do that, don't you know? So let's go to modify. And then we'll go over here to border. Now think of these as being in their own little tables, in their own little cells. So think of this as chapter 1, and you want a line between chapter 1 and chapter 2. So I would hit this one. You could also like make it as thick as you want, make it a different color if you want, make it like a different style if you want. Like, let's see what that looks like. Okay and okay. And that didn't really do it, huh? Oh, I know why. Let's go back. Border. Because I selected not that one. Can't really tell. Let's do that one. You actually have to hit it again so that the style applies. And then you hit OK. And see? Okay, now I don't like that. I'll leave it as that for now. And then we'll hit enter, and then it'll switch to normal. Watch. Pow! Isn't that nice? Okay, now we want to modify this. This is going to be your like hero style. This is the style for the chapter text. You can create a new one if you want. I'm just gonna work off of normal. You can actually rename it if you want. I've never done it. So I'm gonna leave these as is. Now I always use a serif font. Actually, my favorite is Cardo. Good old Cardo. And then up to you what kind of size you want. Let's go with 11. I don't know how that would look like on my Mac. I would hit justify, and then we'll switch over to format paragraph. And then, very important, personally, I don't like it when I'm typesetting. Well, I look at a typeset thick book and there's like spaces between paragraphs, like you're reading from a screen. Like if you're making all this effort into binding a book, make it look like a book. Take out the paragraphs in between and indent, you know. Personally, that's what I think. If you like the spaces in between, girl, that's up to you. Okay, so indentation, I'm gonna go with 0.2. So just hit that little uppity arrow there, 0.2 twice, and then that kind of gives it that little thingy right there. Okay, and then here in special, just select first line, so that it's just him. Actually, erase what I just said. Let's hit cancel, girl, because I did not tell you what to do correctly. Let's go back to format paragraph. Leave this gal alone. Let's go to special, hit first line, and then hit these little down arrow until you get 0.2. That's what that should look like. Oh my gosh, I haven't created a template in so long. I forgot that's what that was. Okay, so left and right indentation 0, and then you do first line and then 0.2. Okay, and then spacing, we're gonna go over here, and I think I always forget if I hit at least or exactly. I think I do at least, and I always do 14.5. I know it's 14.5, but I always forget if it's at least or exactly. I don't think it really matters. Let's go with at least 14.5. That kind of gives it like a little space in between so the text is not all squished. Like it hurts your eyes when you're reading a book and the texts are like squished together. There's no it's not kerning. Leading, I think it's leading when it's the space in between the lines, and then kerning is the text between, no, the space between letters. Okay, let's hit OK, and then got that, and then hit OK. And then most important thing, let's go over here to layout, hyphenation, hit automatic. Do not forget, because when you paste something, it kind of auto hyphenates long words for you when it hits like the edge of your when it hits the margin area. You'll see what I mean when I do an example later, if I remember to show you. Okay, so we have that. Now this next part is optional. I'm gonna go back to normal, modify, and then go back to format paragraph. We're going to come over here to line and page breaks tab. Now, you can either leave this checked, widow orphan control checked, or you can uncheck it. What that does is, how do I explain this? You know how when you paste a paragraph at the very end of a page, if there's a lot still hanging on to that paragraph, onto the next page, it carries that whole paragraph to the next page. It doesn't just leave it there. If you uncheck that, it leaves that paragraph there at the bottom of that page, and the rest of it is on the next page. I hope you get that. I'll show you what I mean when I paste an example on here, but for now I'm going to uncheck that, and then I'm hit OK, and then OK again. Okay, so let's see, what else are we doing? Okay, header and footer. So many options, especially since you can do different odd and even pages. You can do different first page. Let's bring in an example paragraph because I can't really do it with just one page right here. Let's go to, okay. I'm going to copy the first chapter of The Surface of Glass Scattering by Diasterisms, one of my faves. I love her. This fic is underrated, actually. But anyway, I'm just going to copy from here. I just need like a few paragraphs to use as an example, okay? We're not going to go through the whole how to typeset thing because I already did a video about that. But here's what you do. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to paste, match formatting. What is the, I know there's a keyboard shortcut for this with, on a Windows, I think it's like Control Shift V or something, but I don't know if I can do that here, or if you like right click. Oh, they don't, it doesn't even have it. But it's the one with the icon that's like this. Match formatting. Okay, so what that does is that when I pasted it, it matched the formatting of normal. It didn't like carry over the formatting from AO3. Like it matched the formatting that I have in my document. Anyway, let's go back to here, the first page. What we're gonna do is we are going to do different first page and then different odd and even pages for header and footer. So how are you going to do that? Let's go over here. Actually, hold on. Where is it? View? Is it in developer? Is it in references? You know what I'm going to do is double click right here at the bottom area. Double click there. And then that's going to bring up like the header and footer. I don't know. Oh, okay. I don't know how that, it automatically popped up there. I don't know how you would get there without double clicking. I've always done it this way anyway. Okay, so before you do any typing in here, make sure that this link to previous is unchecked. Because if you start typing here, you scroll up and then you see that. And it's like, you don't want that on your title pages. That's not how we do it. So take that out, uncheck this guy, make sure you are actually on this page. Okay, your chapter 1, page 1. And then we are going to do, we're actually going to check these two, different first page, and then uncheck that again, different odd and even pages. Okay, so what that does is that for every first page of a section, so all of your chapter page, chapter 1, and then once you end chapter 1, you're going to do layout, insert, section break. That's another first page, because that's a new section's first page. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you. Okay, so we have chapter 1. It's going to have a different first page. So what I want to do, what I always do, is I leave the header of a chapter 1, of a chapter page blank, and I just insert whatever I want down here at the bottom. And then page 2 of chapter 1, which is going to be like on the left-hand side, an even page. That's when I start like doing more customizations. Okay, so very simple. We're just going to do chapter 1. I want page 1 down here at the bottom. So we're going to come over here, page number. We're still in the header and footer tab. So you're going to come over here to page number and then click again on page number. And then I'm going to do center. Format, start at 1. And then okay. Okay, and then click OK. Check again at the very top that nothing has shown up on any of these. Okay, we're good. Before you proceed, highlight that. Actually, you know what? Before you proceed, go ahead to Home tab, and then we're going to create a header and footer style. If one isn't already on here, it's not. So we're going to create one. Oops. So click on this button that says Styles pane and then do New Style. There is already one. It says footer right here, but oh, it's there. Okay, never mind. You can create one, but I'm gonna go off of this one. And then I'm going to modify this style. Okay, I'm gonna select that one, do middle, maybe a little bit smaller, style based on none. Okay, format paragraph. Make sure it doesn't have any weird spacings and stuff. Yeah, I would add like 3 from the top and then just leave after it's 0. Okay. So that's going to be the footer. So it's right there in the middle of the page. And then we're going to do the header as well. We're just going to match it with the footer. Header. Okay. I think I selected 9. Center that. And then I'm going to leave before is 0 and then after is 3. I'll show you why. Okay. The reason why I left for the footer I put before is 3 point and 0 here is because I'm not entering any other text underneath, so it doesn't matter. But I do want a little buffer between that page number and whatever text is going to be on here. And the same with the header, because if I enter a header here, it doesn't matter what space is entered for before, because there's nothing else up here that I'm going to be putting. But I also want a space after that text I'm going to put here and the chapter text. So we got that. We have, let's come back here, different first page, which means this first page header footer is just going to be on its own. And then we'll move over here to an even page. We'll do, what is the norm? You know what? I'm going to put the author name here and make sure it's actually, I've selected header for this. Where is it? Header. Okay, I did select header for it already. And then we'll come down here. Ooh, did I actually, oh, see, I didn't do that, so it would show up on here. My bad. See, that's why you always check. I'm gonna delete that real quick. Link to previous is unchecked, because if I had just unchecked that without deleting that, it would leave that stuff up here. So clear it first, uncheck link to previous, and then do your edit. Make sure I select header, author, author name. Cool. And then we'll come down here, make sure uncheck that, and then I'll do page number as well. I'm gonna do center. Okay, and it kind of continues from this guy over here. And then an odd page. Now you would think it would kind of follow this because this is an odd page, but we did check different first page, so no matter what you do for odd pages right here, it's going to be different from what's going to be on the first page because we had that checked. So I'm going to put, select that style, fic title here. How about that? And then, oh my gosh, I forgot to uncheck again. There. Okay, now let's do that. All right. And I think that's good. And see, that already follows for the rest of it. Okay. And then you can exit out by just clicking anywhere on here, or you can press this button, and that exits you out of header and footer. So we have that. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like if you had not checked auto hyphenation. So we're going to go back to layout, We're going to uncheck, we're going to select none. So see how that kind of, keep your eye on this word, chatting. Let's select that again, hyphenation automatic. See, and that kind of cleans up the spacing of the words, if you know what I mean. Let's do that again. See how there's like weird spaces there. There, that looks so much better. And then for widow orphan control, let's go back here. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Let's move that. Wonder if this will show you how it looks like actually. I don't know if that's a good example. So if we check this, did that even do anything? I don't think it would, because we have such weird spacing going on right now. Let me try to find a good example. Ooh, excuse me. Let's see if that actually does it here. If not, then oh well. Okay, so uncheck that. That didn't do anything, but it usually does when I'm on a Windows. I don't know why it's not doing it here. Maybe because I have these weird paragraphs on here. But anyway, try it out for yourself. See if it makes a difference. I always uncheck window orphan control. So, all right, and then when you're starting a new chapter, like let's say you're already working off of your template and you're moving on to chapter 2, what you would do is you don't just like hit enter. You would go into layout and you would select breaks and then next page for under section breaks. Never page break, because that your header footer wouldn't work. So you would hit section break next page. Okay, so see how that kind of starts it out for you. Let's select this real quick. Okay, so say we're doing chapter 2, right? So this is now chapter 2, but wait, page number is 1. That's a quick fix. We'll go ahead and double click here and uncheck this. Okay, so ooh, I guess you can't highlight, but select that and then right click on it. Can I right click on it? Okay, format page numbers, and then continue from previous section, and then hit OK. And now it's page 10. And so when you're doing all that, and then you're ready to go to chapter 3, you're gonna do another section break, and then it's just gonna continue from then on. You just need to make sure that when you're in chapter 2, you do that change, and then chapter 3 and the rest of the chapters will just follow without you having to fix it. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna delete that because we don't need that in our template right now. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm going to delete this because remember, we are making a template. Okay, whoopsie. Excuse me. You could also put placeholder, like the lorem ipsum here. I don't, because that's just something I have to fix later. So keep that there. Oh my god. Macs don't really have a delete key. There you go. All right, so why is this page 7? Oh, because I messed up the thing. So we'll just come back over here, keep trying to right click on it, start 1 for you, and then yeah, so that's what it would look like. And then you're ready to just save your template. however you want, whatever you want to save it as. But that's pretty much it for saving a template in Word. I do have a video for typesetting and saving a Word file as a PDF. But I'll probably do another video just for Macs. Maybe tomorrow or next week when I actually am typesetting something that I can show you how to save as a PDF on a Mac. But that's how you create a template. This video is so long, I have to edit it down, and I rambled so much. But I hope you learned something from this. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or schedule a video call. I've got so many video call meetings. I like it. I like talking to you guys. And comment below if you have questions, comments, concerns. And that's it. Have a great night, day, rest of the weekend, weekday, whenever you're watching this. Yeah, bye bye.